Hey guys, Jim Edwards here with episode 50 of the Sales Copywriting and Content Marketing Hacks podcast. I'm your host, Jim Edwards, along with my trusty partner and co-producer, podcast manager, right-hand man, let's do this guy, Mr. Stu Smith. Welcome, Stu.
Hey, thank you, Jim.
So we are nifty 50 today.
Yeah. Big
so, yeah, that sounds kind of, I can't say what it really sounds like. It sounds amazing. Is how it sounds. It sounds like an achievement, which is actually something that should be celebrated because not too long ago we didn't have any podcast episodes and now we're at 50, which is pretty cool. And we got another podcast that's got 20.
Yes.
And so we're awesome. Okay, well, everybody have a great day. So today, those of you who are looking at the video, you will see that there is a third person here who's much better looking than Stu and I. Miss Sarah J. Pitts. Welcome, Sarah.
Hello.
So understated, Sarah. Hello. All right. And as you can tell that Sarah's not from here. She's from there.
She speaks English.
She speaks English.
We
speak American. She speaks English. So, Sarah, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Okay. I teach sports and fitness coaches to integrate injury prevention stuff into the stuff that they're already teaching. So they don't need any experience. They don't need special equipment. It's just really simple everyday movements, but it helps to prevent injuries.
And
nice.
Truth be, she's understating it too. So it's very interesting that I actually have both of my coaches here. Stu is my coach for my strength and conditioning and tactical fitness and general studliness. And Sarah is the one who helps me pick up the pieces afterwards when I beat my crap out of myself with what Stu has me do, as far as just really helped me with flexibility, helped me with some issues I had in my joints that was able to identify what was wrong. And where I had been thinking I was going to have to suffer the rest of my life with my elbow feeling like it had been twisted behind my back, she was able to identify what I was doing wrong. And I felt better within a week, really felt better within one workout. So Sarah is amazing at helping you to be more flexible. And the more flexible you are, the less likely you are to get injured. And she is really amazing and knows exactly what she's doing. And if she can teach me how to change some habits and stuff, she can teach anybody because I'm hard-headed. So that's a more proper introduction. So what can we do for you today, Sarah? What do you need help with?
Okay, so I've got a coaching certification course that's starting in January. It's going to be taught live over 12 weeks. And I just need to get bums on seats, really. So I'd like to be able to brainstorm some ideas of other places I can reach out, other ways of spreading the word, really, to get that course full.
Okay.
So this could be for trainers getting CEUs, correct? That's
continuing education credit,
continuing education units or credits.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
CECs. That would be a start. Maybe you can talk to some trainer certification companies and see if this training can offer trainers CEUs also.
Well, I did that with a company in the UK. So one of the biggest governing bodies for fitness in the UK has approved the course already. So it's been it's been endorsed by them.
That's big. You got to let people know that, because a lot of people will say, well, am I going to spend money on this or the course next month that actually has CEUs? So yeah, that's good.
So here's how I always look at this question, this type of issue. Okay. What we're really talking about here is, how do I get eyeballs to my offer? And then the offer is what's going to put the bums in the seat. Me personally, here in America, bums in seats, we don't want bums in seats. We want people with money in seats. All right. But I know that bum over in the UK means bottoms, and, I don't want to get into a whole anatomy lesson, but the point is that there's three ways to get traffic, to get eyeballs. You can buy it, you can borrow it, you can build it. All right. Buy it is you pay for ads, you pay to play, you run ads in various places. All right. We'll come back to these, but I just want to hit it. Borrow it means you find somebody who's already got the bums and you ask them to let you play with their bums. Some people enjoy that, others don't, but I do. But the borrowing means typically we might call that an affiliate. You might say, hey, for every person you put in, every person you bring, I'll pay you X. And these are people who already have the eyeballs, the attention of your audience. Okay. And then the last one is build. And build is you really put stuff out there. You've built up a relationship with your target audience, and you're typically going to send an email to your list. You're going to send a series of emails to your list. You're going to send, or you're going to share content on various sites, social media, medium.com, Facebook, Instagram, all these different things where hopefully you have a following. And then also you're going to be participating in groups and things like that where you can share content, and hopefully people will seek you out and then see that you have that. So those are the three main categories that you need to think in, that we can brainstorm in. All right. So let's talk for a minute about buying traffic, because buying traffic is the fastest. It's also the riskiest, but it is the fastest way to get traffic, because you can run an ad and literally get traffic the same day, get sales the same day. So my question is, if we're just going to brainstorm some stuff, and when we're brainstorming, one of the things to do to run a good brainstorming session is not to really comment, or to not really, and this is just kind of an aside lesson. What we should do is just brainstorm a bunch of ideas and not worry about whether they're any good or not. And then we can go back and evaluate which ones you could or couldn't do. But if we're talking about running ads, what's the most obvious thing we could potentially do? We could run ads on Facebook. We could target trainers and run ads on Facebook. You can target the governing body, the name of the governing body and their groups and all this stuff. Anybody that likes them, that pays attention to them, you could target them in your ads. You don't mention them, but anybody, if they're big enough to be a like or an interest, then you could target them as well. So you could target. So that would be the first thing. I guess I took the easy one, that you could buy ads on Facebook. You could also potentially buy ads on Google AdWords. You can also go to a site called buysellads.com, where you can buy individual ads on individual websites. So this is where you could say, okay, here's a site, and literally those costs run all over the board. But you can target specific websites. You want to make sure that whatever ad you buy is above the fold, which means that they don't have to scroll down to see it. They're just going to see it. You could look for newsletters that target the coaches. So, and then you could see about buying either a solo email, which basically means, hey, I'll pay you this amount if you'll send an email out to your list telling them about my course and telling them to come sign up. Or you can buy what's called a sponsor ad, if they offer that, where you buy an ad in the newsletter. Again, you want to be the first ad in the newsletter. So those are my initial thoughts as far as quickly being able to buy stuff. What do you guys have got any other ideas?
How about that governing body? Do they have a decent social media platform or email list that they allow people to maybe purchase or use? Are you familiar?
Yeah, they've got a Facebook page.
Yeah.
And they've also got a magazine that they send out every quarter, every month or something.
Physical or digital?
Both.
Okay.
But there's no adverts in it. It's all written by guest people or the board or
more
whatever.
of a journal.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Is there a way? Is there a way that you could? And this doesn't help you with next month, but thinking about it in the future, is there a way you can put your hat in the ring to provide guest content to them, or you got to know somebody to do that, or what's the scoop with that?
Well, I tried contacting them before, but they just didn't get back to me. So I don't know whether to ask them again, or I don't want to risk
keep
upsetting
trying
them.
Keep trying. Yeah,
keep trying.
Keep trying. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you just ask if they needed stuff, or did you send them an actual article?
No, I sent them. Yeah, and
Okay.
I gave them some article titles that I was happy to write for them, and some.
But did you send them article samples?
Yeah.
Okay. And were they good?
I thought so.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure. Okay, so
I'd keep trying. Somebody, it's going to hit somebody in the right nerve when they read that, and they say, you know what, we really need more of this because everybody's getting hurt. And
tying it to stuff for the time of year, like, now we're going into the time of year where everybody is going to start exercising for a couple of weeks, which means everybody's going to get hurt, which means that they're going to quit. And so if you did some sort of content aimed at trainers that basically said your livelihood depends on you keeping this new wave of people from hurting themselves, and here's how, taking that, like tying those people's flexibility to their income, that kind of a thing, that angle, I think that's a cool angle,
Very cool.
Yeah.
So that's just something to think about there. But we'll talk more about that on the build angle. Where else could we buy an ad? Where else could we pay somebody to let them talk to our peeps? Are there any big trainers or any? And let me ask you this: can it only be people in the UK who do this, or can it be any trainer anywhere?
Could be anywhere.
Nice.
Okay. Would the credits count in the US as well?
I think they might to a certain extent, because the company that's already endorsed it is multinational, but there's a lot of governing bodies worldwide, and obviously I'd have to approach them all individually to ask that question.
And that's another potential thing. You've hooked up with one governing body that approved you. Is there, again, I don't know if this helps with January or not, but moving forward now, thinking about 2020 in whole, or all of next year, whether it's 2022 or whatever next year's 2023, 2029, is it worth embarking on a strategic campaign, not all of your effort, but reaching out to all of these different governing bodies and seeing if you could get your certification picked up here, there, and maybe one of those would end up being the pot of gold that you're looking for, because the one you did get certified through certified you, but then they're not going to support you or help you market or anything. Is there some value in that?
Yeah, I mean, most of them will if you jump through the right hoops and pay them the right amount of money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to pay for that. Okay.
A lot of times, but it's pretty insignificant. I get my stuff done with National Strength and Conditioning Association, which is a big body here. The American College of Sports Medicine is another really good one, and it's not much money. I mean, it's less than $100, and you get it. Sometimes like $50 even. So
I mean, the other thing with organizations like that is if you can get hooked up with one, like if it's like it was this way with newspapers. I have direct experience with that. If you get in one paper, other papers want you. If you're not in a paper, then no one wants you. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So, but it's like if they've published you or they've done your thing, then okay, you're cool. And sometimes a great prophet is not known in their own land. So the fact that you're in the UK and you did your thing with a UK governing body, perhaps you could find more success with a US governing body where they look at, hey, we got this lady from the UK. She's doing some cool stuff. She's already been approved over there. She's offered to do some articles and stuff for us. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's people don't appreciate people in their own backyard, but people all the way around the other side of the world must know what they're doing.
The government bodies in the United States are looking hard at good content outside of the United States,
right?
For their international customers.
Yeah. So something to think about there. Those governing bodies, and then even if it's just being hooked up with them, and even if they won't promote you, but just expanding your horizons and then having new groups to target for just running ads and things like that. You need to look at that.
And hey, something real quick too, this is just a side note, but if you submit those articles that you submitted to the other governing body to the Tactical Strength and Conditioning Journal, it's still NSCA, the National Strength and Conditioning Association, but they have a Tactical Strength and Conditioning Journal. I am also on the editorial board of that one. So I'll definitely say, hey, this is great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'll have to get 10 other people to look at it too, but it's because people in the tactical world need it badly, because we're constantly moving, constantly not recovering well due to awkward sleep patterns, and anything that can help relieve any type of injury or make injuries less severe is greatly needed.
Yeah.
Cool.
That might be a little opening for you there, Miss Pitts. Please make sure you take advantage of that.
I will.
Okay. So I think that's it for buy. Don't you think? Buying stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Let's think about borrowing with affiliates. Number one thing that hops up in my mind is going and finding people who train trainers. Going and finding people who train trainers to build their businesses, of which there are a lot. Now, millions, no, but there are a lot of people that train trainers to build their business. And the cool thing is that what you're doing is unusual enough that not everybody, they sort of give it lip service, but they don't really know what you know. Because I mean, I've learned about stretching, I've learned about this, I know about recovery and everything, but that's not what you do.
No.
So what you need to do is in my opinion, what you need to do is with the focus and the angle of you're going to keep your clients longer and you're going to help your clients get better results with better movement. You approach and build your business better, keep your book of business, approaching people who train trainers and asking them if they'd like to be an affiliate for what you're doing and expose you to their people, because you're totally non-competitive with what they're doing and totally complementary. You're not going to contradict anything that they're teaching them. You're only going to be a value add.
100%.
And so those are going to be your best affiliates. Nobody else is going to be a better affiliate than the people who are already training trainers.
Okay. So my question, like for Google searches and things like that, what keywords could I use in that kind of area to find those people I need to approach?
How to build your training business. How to build your business as a personal trainer. Look for the stuff that you would look for if you were a personal trainer trying to build your business. How to get more personal training clients. Whoever's writing that is the person who's targeting the trainers. See what I mean?
Yep.
What do you think, Stu?
Keyword scraper?
Well, yeah, you could use the key. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you could use the super keyword scraper version 3.0 available in the Jim Edwards Method Premium exclusively right now. That would be, how to be a trainer, going after the people who are, I mean, if I was starting a training business and I wanted to differentiate myself, I would actually think really hard about focusing on what you're doing to help make me different. And I would use that in the marketplace to say, other trainers can get you hurt. I'm here to get you healed up and to make sure that you can do this for a long time. That's a cool angle.
Yeah. Pain-free and longevity.
Yeah. Pain-free strength training. What?
I don't have to be hurt.
I mean, that's actually bullshit, but, but strength training, well, I mean, there's no such thing as pain-free strength training. Is there?
Well, it depends on how you define pain.
Well, it's a debate for another day, I think.
Pain and injury.
Oh, Sarah thinks there might be.
There's pain and injury.
You're saying I could get to the point of being able to, injury-free strength training. How about that?
That was definitely that.
Okay,
yes.
I will go with that. we'll get into a philosophy. I don't want to get the two of you going at it. But I will say, I mean, just again, as endorsement, the pains that I was having a problem with, especially with going into a lift cycle and other stuff like that in past years, I am not having anymore after working with Sarah. And I'm pushing more weight than I used to as well. Now, we've had some discussions about, you know, and actually doing it with more work stress and other stuff too. I mean, we've had to make some adjustments, but it has made a huge difference for me. So I think that would be the number one area that you would want to start looking, and just go out on, I mean, we could go to Google right now. Let's just for fun, let's go to Google just for grins, and we'll put in here how to be a personal trainer. Okay. So NASM.org. I don't know what that is.
Yep. They're big.
Bryan University, Body Design
ACE.
University, personal trainer. I learned how to, okay. So there's stuff here.
Okay.
So, okay. How to build my personal train. Look at that. That's one of the suggestions. How to build my personal training business. acefitness.org. I don't know what that is.
They're a certification company as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
they require CEUs for their personal trainers.
17 tips for a successful personal trainer business, AFPA. Is that something you've heard of before?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, this would be the place to start. Okay. The other thing I would do is, I mean, I really would use the super keyword scraper. Mm-hmm. I'll pull it up over here. You guys see it?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So we do a quick search on this. It'll search Amazon. I don't know how many it will pull up, but it'll be interesting to see. It won't really tell you the keyword count, but obviously it's, you know, it's a keyword that would be good. So it's pretty much just pulling Yahoo. How to build my personal training business. Okay, so let's try it. Let's do build personal training business. And it may be too specific, but I would go put that phrase in while that's doing that thing at Amazon. I would put in that phrase, see if I could find any books. No, it's not hitting that, but I would look for any authors. How to build an online personal training business. There's on YouTube. I would look at YouTube for people like this dude's got 28K views, 17K views. So here's 229. That's, what the hell does Gary V know about the business of fitness? But you might be able to see these people that he interviewed. And this is how you start working your way to find people. And again, you're just looking for a numbers game. Look at this, how to become an online fitness coach. This guy's got 23,000 views. So, I mean, it's in the end, guys, all it is a numbers game. That's it. It's the exact same thing as when I was sitting in the insurance office selling life insurance in 1989, calling people who just gotten married. It's the same thing as when I was in the real estate office calling people who, you know, to see if they wanted to sell their house. It's just, you're just trying to find the one person who will work with you. And then as soon as one person works with you, everybody will work with you. That's the funny thing of how it works, especially in that whole borrowing thing. People will start contacting you. So anything to add, Stu? Any thoughts?
No, I think you've hit the big ones. I mean, we've inundated her with ideas. So
well, we're not done yet.
Yeah.
It's a good thing we're recording this.
Yes.
Okay. So the last area that you want to think about is building. You know, do you have an email list?
Yes, but I've been focusing on individuals rather than coaches for the last 4 years or so. So my list at the moment is full of the wrong kind of people.
Well,
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I think, even if I weren't coaching, if I could take a class on not injuring myself, just because I'm an avid, maybe I do triathlons and just need some help not getting injured.
Or maybe somebody's interested in starting on a new career path or something, and they would want to get certified. It's kind of like if I was in a certain spot where I am right now and things were different, I might, after getting in shape and other stuff, I might think about doing it, or at least want to get really, really good at it. So, I'm never going to be a gunfighter, but I've taken a lot of really high speed, expensive classes on how to shoot guns. So take that tack of, if you really want to get good at avoiding injury, become certified, because the best way, and this is absolutely true, it's called super learning. The way to really learn something is to learn it in order to train others in it. Yep. That is how you learn stuff the fastest. Would you agree, Stu?
Oh, absolutely.
So that's an angle you can take with them. Also, a lot of these people on your list, guess who they probably have or know?
Coaches.
A coach. So ask them to pass this along to their coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other place I was going to try and target was Triathlon Clubs, because the British Triathlon governing body is one of the best for continuing professional development credits, as we call it over here, and their structure for education is really good. So they have they call it a tri-mark, which is like seal of approval type thing that the club can apply for. And their silver level, one of the criteria is they're actively engaging in CPD.
Nice.
Okay.
So cool. I was thinking that if I could approach the clubs and say, look, I've got this CPD ready to go, it might be a way to get
absolutely
smart. Yeah. And
absolutely.
That's real
and that
smart.
can be easy. Yeah, that's just like, you just need to create this nice email and personalize it at the top and send it out to as many of those groups as you can think.
But you know what? I would take it beyond that. How many of those groups are there in the UK that you could target? Do you think?
There's not that many at that level just yet, but there's at least 20.
Okay, so here's what I would suggest. Absolutely what Stu just said. Create a really nice email and send it to him. You guys have phones over there in the UK still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Get on the phone and call up each group and ask who the person is that's in charge of that. Get their name and their address and send them basically the same thing as you do in the email in a physical letter, and then follow up with a phone call. That will make so much difference.
Yeah.
It's not even funny. Okay. So yes, send the email and they'll ignore it, and then send a physical letter. Nobody gets physical letters anymore. No. And write the letter using all the stuff you've learned in the Jim Edwards Method Premium. Don't make it like a sales letter, but make it a persuasive letter. Okay. And if you want, I'll look at it. I mean, I'll give you my opinion on it. That doesn't mean it'll be magical or that it will work or it'll even be any good, but I'll be glad to give you my opinion on it if you write that up.
Yeah.
But an email plus a physical mail plus a phone call massively increases your chances of success.
1, 2, 3 combo.
Right.
Good call.
And once you have worked with one club, guess what all the other clubs want to do?
Yeah.
You know, they're just there you go. So as far as other stuff, as far as building, I mean, you've got your list. Do you know anyone else with a list? I mean, who else do you know with a list?
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 or 5 people I can think of.
Ask them if they'll help you out. Hey, so-and-so, I need a favor. I need some help. This is, I mean, apply if they're friends or even if they're not friends, treat them like a friend. Everybody needs a friend. I need a friend. You know, treat it like that. So then as far as just, you know, content every day on social media, contacting your list, sharing stuff, going into groups where these people are, answering questions, Make sure you have your Facebook funnel set up the right way so that when someone sees you contributing and then they click on you on your profile, they end up at your profile. It's very obvious that you have a freaking course starting on January, whatever. When does it start?
January 3rd.
Okay, on January 3rd. I'll be getting ready to go on a cruise.
So
I will be unable to attend. Sorry.
What? You know something? Now that you, since you are in the UK, the Royal Army has its own physical training corps. So people join the Army, and they are basically personal trainers to the Army, and it's a big group. And if you just search Royal Army Physical Training Corps, you'll see the contact information there. They may even want you to just come to their base and do it for them for whatever price too. So you could sell that option, or you could sell the online version to the individuals as well.
And if you get hooked up with the American Tactical Fitness, what's it called? Tactical Fitness Association?
Tactical Strength and Conditioning Journal.
But if you were to get featured in that, then it's almost like you got to go across the pond to then have credibility on your side of the pond. You see what I mean? We don't want those Yanks having all this from Miss Sarah. We'll have her come out and train us. Yeah, that was an abominable accent, I know, but that's okay. It was. She's like,
close. It was close.
That's okay. That's everybody in the UK thinks everybody in the US talks out of their nose. So, because we do. Anyway, I mean, that's a lot that we've gone over, Sarah.
Thank you.
I can't think. I mean, can you think of anything? I mean, there's other stuff, but
it's a diverse, genre, fitness is, and you can go all different types, from sports clubs to collegiate Olympic training groups and trainers. I mean, professional.
Yeah.
I mean, you get some of those soccer guys, or footballers. Footballers over there. No,
yeah, that's.
But no, there's so many different options there, and
I think what Stu's saying is look beyond the triathlete community, because that's kind of, I know from working with you that's been your main focus, has been the triathlete stuff. I didn't know that the Royal Army did that. Did you?
No.
Yeah. I didn't.
Yep. They get special shirts and everything. It's really cool.
And then people, I mean, how much time would you say the military loses because of injury during PT, Stu? I mean, it's significant.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a big need in the tactical world.
Yeah.
So
cool. Well, Sarah, thank you for joining us. Any final words you want to share?
No, just thank you so much. I mean, I think my brain's exploding right now.
Do you like the Jim Edwards Method Premium?
Love it. Yeah, absolutely. If nobody's in it just now, then they need to just get in, because it is great.
Yeah. You know something, what we've really discussed here are some old school methods and new school methods that all work, and coupled with the same wizard production that you can put in an email, you can put in a letter, you can make a video, all of those, it's going to work for you, threefold. So that's my recommendation as well.
Absolutely
just hit it multiple, just throw a huge net over all media sources and just hit it. But all you have to do is really one big thing, but then spread it out, so you don't have to do multiple.
And you bring up a great point. You do a great point, Stu, that what we've talked about today are principles and that have worked and will continue to work, that you just apply changing technology to it.
Yeah.
But just that thing about the letters, how many people get mail anymore? You don't get mail. Nobody sends you a freaking letter.
You're excited when you get mail now.
Right. And your first reaction, Stu, honestly, when somebody you don't know sends you an email, what is your first reaction? Nope, busy, click, delete. It's me. I don't think they're serious until they've sent me 2 or 3 emails that are not canned, that are obviously or look damn close like a person is actually emailing me.
Oh, yeah.
So something to think about. We could personally restart the entire direct mail business with this one podcast episode, Stu.
that's right.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, if you are not a member of the Sales Copywriting Content Marketing Hacks group on Facebook, you should be. If you are not a member of the Jim Edwards Method Premium, you should be. If you're not a member of Funnel Scripts, you should be. There's all kinds of stuff that you should be doing if you want to be successful. And Sarah, you are a member of all those things I just mentioned, aren't you?
I am. Oh, the one thing I did want to say was that I have learned from answering the same questions in the script format, what works and what doesn't work, and it's helped me to reframe how I answer questions and how I think about what I'm saying to people. So just the practice of answering those questions every day has really helped me learn a lot very quickly.
That's awesome
idea.
You've retrained your brain.
I did.
I love it.
We got to remember that, Stu. These will literally help retrain your brain so that you are focused on marketing. We got to work with that. That's good. Sarah,
I won't ever forget the feedback you had once where the dad plugged in his daughter's speech that she was running for class president in like the 8th grade or something, and just like nailed it. Nailed the speech.
That's
so awesome. You can use it for multiple purposes.
There you go. Excellent. Thank you for that, Sarah. That's amazing. That's
awesome.
Really good. I'd never thought of that angle, but I'm going to make a lot of money with that. So thanks.
That's okay.
Cool. All right. Well, you all have a wonderful day, and thanks for joining us. Bye-bye, everybody.